like these?
I'm actually puzzles are pretty interesting to me. I would
1,000 pieces.
I wouldn't mind spending time on one. So what was I gonna I was gonna ask? How did you adjust to life on the ship?
I found out that I kept waiting for the Navy to change. It finally dawned on me that after 200 years, they're not going to change. I made the change. I changed. And when I found out, I made the change easy, no problem. I went to A school, B school, nuclear power school, no problem. I went to A school, I was the top half of the class. Went to B school, top half of the class. Went to nuclear power school, graduated.
So, and how did this carry on? Like, how did this impact your life after the war?
Well, when I got out of the Navy, I went to work for Tabisco. Same attitude. Hey man, you know what you're doing? No problem. No problem. No problem.
Were people able to visit you on the ship? Or?
As a matter of fact, at one time in '68, went to Bremerton, Washington. Navy says, you know what? You can bring your wife and your children in your car on the ship. So Grandma, Faye, and Sean got to sleep on the ship. Put my car in the flight deck. Went to Washington. Faye is about 3 years old. And the ship's going through the water, right?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Okay. Next thing I wanted to talk about how can you describe the Cold War?
Useless.
Like, what do you mean by that?
People had to die. People died for no reason. So where's Vietnam at? Guess what? It's still over there.
Yeah.
No better off than it was then. Life is still at the bottom for those folks over there. And what a waste. You know, about 70,000 guys died over there. Didn't come home. You know, Bill Guthrie went over there.
Who did?
Guthrie, Bill Guthrie, he was over Vietnam.
Oh.
He walked on the land. I just looked over and saw the palm trees. I said, hey, you know what? It's close enough for me. It's close enough for me.
How did the Cold War impact American society at that time? With like nuclear tension going on.
People were lost. They didn't know what's going on. They just knew they was fighting over there. People dying. They noticed that their fathers and uncles and cousins were not coming home, and people died. They died.
So how would you say the government try to prepare like the American community for the risk of nuclear warfare between the U.S. and the Soviet Union?
I didn't think we were prepared at all. People here in this country didn't know what was going on over there. They didn't realize what's going on. People were dying, and people not coming home. We had no idea what was going on over there. What? What? Speak up. What?
I know who that is.
Who?
He doesn't look like the same.
Got a birthday next month.
That's
Got a birthday next month. Got a birthday next month.
oh, me? No, he.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. How did you get that? Quickly get that
One day at a time.
Go that quick. I'm telling you. I just, I'm telling you, I'm looking for the little.
We busy. We busy.
Oh, go away.
So
Oh my.
you were trained in working with nuclear reactors. Did the U.S. have to call you back to work for them, building like nuclear bombs for the Cold War?
Oh, no. No, they called me back. And I wasn't going back either.
Were you ever concerned with having to work for the U.S. again, building nuclear weapons?
No. You know, when they start doing the nuclear bombs, it's over. Everybody's gone. There's no way they could start dropping those bombs and this world will survive.
Do you feel like you would have been ready yourself, prepared to survive?
No. Where you gonna go? What you gonna do? Nope. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Be over it.
Next thing I wanted to talk about, how did the assassination of John F. Kennedy impact American society?
Let me tell you one thing. When did he die?
November 22nd, 1963.
When did we get married?
That was on that day?
November 22nd, 1964.
Oh, yeah, okay.
A year later. Nobody never thought about it. We got married a year later.
So how would you say, like,
Let me ask you this question here. Why did they say he was assassinated? You know what I call it? He was assassinated. It was a drive-by shooting. It's a drive-by shooting. It's like an Inglewood. It's a drive-by shooting, right? Did somebody drive by, somebody get shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, Kennedy drove by and got shot. You ever think about that?
I actually never have.
Same thing, drive-by shooting. In the wintertime, I used to go out there and start the car. I see a car coming, right? You know what I used to do? Hide. I hide. Because I figured somebody could drive by and shoot me. It's 10 o'clock at night.
Is that because of Kennedy's assassination or the neighborhood?
Yeah, because it used to be a joke guy, because we...
I didn't want to die. You know, I do all I got to do is stay out of sight.
Came back.
See, I was 12 years old. My grandmother, Indiana, she told me that the street lights come on, be in the house. What time does the street lights come on? About 8 o'clock.
Okay.
At 8 o'clock, I had to go in the house. I still do the same thing. It gets dark, go home. Do you read a lot?
Hmm?
Do you read a lot?
A decent amount.
No, read a lot. Read a lot. Reading makes help you think and read things out. See, black folks don't read too much. You go to college, right?
Yes.
Got to read. Got to read. Got to read. When I go to the library now,
Unfortunately, people who
what I do is I get 3 or 4 books and a puzzle. Even though I'm not going to be probably read all those books, but just to shake them home and I look through them. Did I find, maybe I learned something. And I want these puzzles too.
we don't have no use for it anymore.
But then I start working these puzzles. I tell myself, you know what? Either the puzzle's going to win or I'm going to lose. The only way I can lose is quit. I've been down at 2 o'clock in the morning working these puzzles. I don't go to work, don't go to school. So I got no problem. I've been retired now 17 years.
I didn't even think about that. Okay. Do you remember what that day was like when he was assassinated?
Yes.
How, like, walk me through it.
When he was assassinated in 1963, I was working in a steel mill. Open heart furnace. That's my job. Over there. Chicago, Indiana, Indian Harbor Wars. I was working my job. I heard about that about 11 o'clock. He was killed. He died. Next year, I got married. You know who?
Grandma over there. Grandma over there.
That's right.
So like you weren't really affected by his assassination.
Another man just got shot. And guess what? Vietnam, 70,000 guys got shot. Of us. Now Vietnam guys, about another 70,000, about 150,000 guys got shot. They killed in that war. See, we always think about that. My husband, my father, my brother didn't come back. Well, the ones in Vietnam, they didn't come back either.
But for the most part, now there's some craft stuff in there that I don't know what necessities that I'm not doing.
Next thing,
Wait a minute, I was looking for something
the
in my room.
Cuban Missile Crisis.
I was looking for old magazines. I didn't. They needed it for.
I was a little bit worried I might get
They
drafted.
needed it for the retreat. And I really.
I might get drafted for that, but I didn't get drafted. Thank God.
But I'm about to get rid of.
You wouldn't say you were ready to.
Old evidence. And
No.
you know how you.
No.
I'm gonna go through there and pull out recipes and other things.
I should have. See, I should have did this in order. But how would you say that impacted American society?
Well, Cuba's so close to Florida, and a lot of guys are worried about getting drafted. Thank God I didn't get drafted. I didn't get drafted. I think I'm probably still in high school. Maybe still in high school. That's probably why I didn't get drafted. Anyway, I got drafted. I enlisted in '64. So
Oh, this would have been 2 years before you were 18 then. Because this was 1962.
what the
Cuban Missile Crisis.
yeah, I was just out of high school.
How did... Okay, do you remember the Selma to Montgomery March?
Yes.
What was... How were you personally involved or impacted by it?
You know, with black folks came a long way. I really feel that the game we made, we're losing it. But why would one man think he has right over you? In other words, taking your rights away. Let me do my own thinking. Let me make my own way. Remember that you see your mother, your grandmother, she lived in Mississippi. She knew about the drinking fountains, back door. See, up here in the north, I didn't know anything about that. Now, you know, Emmett Till, his mother sent him down Mississippi, 55. Emmett Till had no idea how to live down there. My grandmother in Chicago used to send me down to Kentucky in 55. I had no idea how to live down there either. I was just lucky that nothing happened to me. Because Emmett Till got killed. I must come back home to the ghetto. I lived in the ghetto. Ghetto. It wasn't a city, the ghetto. I call it the ghetto capital of the world. Chicago now. But,
Why would your mother send you down to Kentucky?
that was a sister. She gotta do me some good. But you gotta remember now.
I can't believe
You gotta remember now that
child. Oh my
my
God.
grandmother was up in age. She's trying to do something that was good for me. But I was just lucky and blessed to get through that.
And this was before you ever lived in Chicago, right?
Yes, yeah, oh yes, oh yes. I lived in Chicago until I started coming over in '61.
Oh, you came over here in 61.
61.
Did you live in this house here
What, live here?
or yeah, in this house?
No. We didn't come until '84. No, see what happened was that Bill Guthrie, Pastor Blake, lived across the street from me in Chicago. When he got transferred over here, I came over one day to see him. When I come over to see him in '61, I saw you, future grandmother. Then I started coming over here. Bought myself a '54 Ford, working the steel mill, coming over to see her.
But maybe there's
So
something to that.
next thing, the March on Washington in 1963.
You ever been there?
I haven't.
We've been there.
Were you participating in that march?
No, not the march.
Or you been there?
We visited though. Yeah.
On this day, August 28th, 1963, what was that day like for you?
63. The only thing I remember about 63 was the fact that took your grandmother and I went to Riverview. We were too young.
Because you would have been just out of high school, right?
I got to high school in '61.
Okay, so like 20, you'd been 20. Did you hear about it on the news?
I knew about it.
Was it like a nationally televised event?
You know what? There wasn't too much TV in '61.
I didn't think about that.
Wasn't too much TV in '61. Wasn't too much radio either. Nah, television was thinking of the future.
So, you are more of an expert on this topic. The first black mayor in Chicago, Harold Washington. How did that impact your life?
You know what though? When he had his funeral, came down Vince End. 103rd Vince End. You know what I did? On the corner, right? Saw me came back.
Oh, so you actually went to his funeral?
No. They came by 103rd Vince End. That was around the corner.
Oh, so you...
When they came through there, on the corner, right? Washington. Yes. All I do is walk out the door, go down to 7, walk down to the corner, and there he was. We went back.
So his election, what was that like?
You got it. You want it, here I am. Remember that? He said, you want it, here I am.
How was his... How would you say his campaign was? Like, benefited Chicago, harmed Chicago?
Well, if you notice that he became mayor, there've been a few other blacks that walk their walk, but they not as good as him. He was a good man. Too bad he got sick and he died. But everything that we gained with him, I think we're losing now.
Did you ever get the chance to meet him in person?
No.
Rise of MLK. What was that? What was that like for you? How did you react to his movements and protests?
You know, we don't, we got to learn to start thinking for ourselves. We gain a little bit, lose a lot. Gain a little bit, lose a lot. And what we gained, I hate to say it, but we lost it all. When we first moved in here, It was just us, one or two others. But since the time we've been there, all the white folks are gone. Now you know where they're at now, don't you?
Where they go?
Longwood. Back over that way. You know why? Those homes over there are a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, those houses are a lot bigger.
And they're also up on the hill. When you hear, it was on me and somebody else. That was all this up here. It's quiet. One time I get to know these, your folks come in.
So would you say, compared to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, whose belief did you agree with more?
I didn't know Malcolm X too much. I didn't know him too much. I didn't know him too well. He might was doing some good, but I didn't know him at all. I was going to church, and I know the only way why we're going to get anywhere is through Jesus. Black folks fight each other too much. We are our own enemy. As long as we keep fighting against each other, we're never going to make it. We fight each other too much.
Did you feel that King's nonviolent way of protesting would be effective?
Yes, but you gotta get educated too. You gotta get educated. When I was coming along, especially in the Navy, I seen guys that go to school, and they wouldn't try to do their best. They just give up. When I was the first A school, they told me that if I finished top half of the class, just scratch my shoulder. Finished top half of the class. I went to B school, finished top half of my class, got another strike. Next thing you know, I was taking the first class test. 86. What we used to do was this here. Like we get through the free time, like our instructor was first class and chief petty officers. They already taking the test in first class. Just call them in and say, hey, when you took the test, what was on it? Get my paper out, start writing down questions down. Get back home, get my books out, study the questions. No problem, pass the test. Gotta learn how to play the game. You play the game, it's your life. Play the game. Read, read, read. Ask questions. Only ask questions. Only if they can answer you with the right answer, ask them. If they can't answer your question, don't even bother talking to them. Don't talk to somebody who can't answer your question.
So King was a Southern protester. Did his protest reach like a place like Illinois or up north?
I think so. I think so. You know, King and they were didn't last long. I mean, it wasn't here long. You know, he died in 68, I think it was. And I think about the folks that died, like King and
That's why they do it. That's why they get. That's
Washington.
one reason why they're able
You know,
to keep.
I lived all of them.
Frontier. That's why they're able
And
to
they're gone. I'm still here.
price cheap because they don't have
And
personnel.
think about that. King is gone too. They're all gone. You know, Biden got cancer.
Who did?
Joe Biden. You hear about that?
I didn't.
On TV today. He got cancer.
I didn't hear it on TV.
Nicole, you hear that about Biden? Joe Biden.
Joe Biden?
Yeah.
He's diagnosed with a form of cancer. An aggressive form of cancer.
Prostate. Just today.
They just did it today. They just came through on the news today.
Really?
He's 82.
Huh?
He's 82.
I mean,
Guess what? So am I.
Right. If you,
Everybody has to look. They have left the building and leave me alone. And they keep saying everything is his fault. And
the
it's like,
Republicans gave him that. They gave him that damn cancer dealing with their behind.
I said, but that's, you've been in office in January.
One of the final things.
Oh, he's older than
You so you grew up
Not really,
born
but-
in Indiana. How did the rise of the KKK
Really,
impact you?
he said he wasn't going
You know, I was so young.
Really, he shouldn't have. That's a very.
Thank God for grandmother and grandfather.
They should got Kamala in there a lot quicker.
See, my grandfather, grandfather, they're from Mississippi.
May
Can't
not make a
Mississippi.
difference just because people are
And
people didn't want that black woman.
I just,
Well, they feeling it now.
I was lucky.
So those same people.
I didn't know too much about it.
Asked me, are you going
That street I lived on, Pennsylvania,
early April?
Henry Street.
Are you coming down for the protest? I said,
There's 5 churches on that block.
They're like, but it affects all.
5 churches on that block.
No.
I
Blacks,
know, I did my protest
whites,
on November 5th.
That's what I said. I was like,
Puerto
I did my
Ricans,
part when I,
Mexicans,
cast
all the
right
same
now.
block.
If you all would have done that on November 5th,
I did my
All
part.
working steel
Well,
mills.
it's not really about who
With
votes for
you?
who.
Hmm?
It's 100%
With you in that steel mill?
about who
That
voted
steel
for
mill?
who.
Yeah, I worked in there.
You sound like
I worked there 73 years.
for exactly what you are getting right now. So
Yeah, I went to
as the
73
thing
years.
goes, you asked around and found out.
What made you leave?
Hmm?
So,
What made you leave?
no, I said this is not
Too hot,
this is not
too cold, too wet,
black
too dry, and I can't breathe.
This is not our fight. We fought.
So after 3 years,
We
I
did
said,
our
bye,
part
I'm gone.
by casting the right ballot.
So
We
did
did
your
our part. So now y'all gotta
were there
explain that.
rules and curfews in place to like protect you from a group like the KKK?
they come up Walmart, come up, so Walmart don't pass the tariff
No.
increase on to your customers.
No,
Uh,
I was just too busy
Now, if
going to
Walmart
work.
does that, where do you
And,
think they will get the money from to ease the expense?
They're gonna start cutting people's hours,
And then
It
just,
bothered me, you know,
overtime.
it affected me at all.
that's how they
And
go.
that's why more and more of their registers are becoming self-checkout.
Okay. Well,
But you know what?
Yeah.
The
I'm
Walmart
actually
one in the
I'm
city,
surprised.
You know how they had 2 sides that were self-checkout?
No,
One side is completely closed.
I lived in
The other
Chicago,
side
Indiana,
is
was
self-checkout. They now
not
have
Chicago. See,
associated
in Chicago, Indiana was
checkout.
had a
You
low
know what
key.
happened?
Oh, people are stealing.
There wasn't
Yeah.
much going on in
People are
Chicago.
stealing, 'cause now the one out by us,
Just survival. Had my 54 Ford.
They got like 4 or 5.
They got the self-checkout.
6-volt battery in it.
Small self-checkout registers, like counters, and then they got the ones that look like regular.
When I started coming over here then,
Until
my mother,
at one point they were
grandmother, the rest of them
regular checkouts, 'cause they got the long.
didn't really like me too much.
Self-checkout registers.
But when I started going to the Regals,
Some people about.
oh, you'd be surprised what you could do when you get a car.
That's why we don't use them often because we're lazy and I don't want to ring
Is that right, Emma? Emma,
up. I don't want to ring up.
Emma,
I don't either.
Emma, Emma,
Ma, Daddy called me.
Emma,
That's
Emma.
Daddy called me.
Is that right?
What?
When I first started coming over here, y'all didn't like me too much.
The what?
When I first started coming over here, y'all didn't like me too much. Until I started going to the Regals. Then I couldn't beat y'all back with a stick.
What are you talking about?
Talking about you and your friends and all that.
They said, wait a minute, he got a car. He got a little money.
I'm going to the Regals.
And when you can stay mad if you want to, you're gonna catch a ride.
Hey, let me tell you about the town. This is a true story. One night, about 9 o'clock.
You were for.
One night, about 9 o'clock, it was dark, cold. And Leo and Emma was in the car, right? And Emma said, stop the car. I'm getting out. So she got in the car, right? She said, Leo, are you getting out? And I said, hell no. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out.
Two things can be true at the same time. I can be mad at him and still take a ride.
Hey, I'm telling you.
No, Leo said, I'm not getting out.
Crazy. You could have worked that out when you got home. But
Okay, last thing.
now
Yes.
is not the time for you to say
September 11th, 2001. What was that day like?
December 11th.
Really?
Or September 9/11.
I learned a lot.
I bet you did.
No,
I
what?
bet you I said, I'll let Green
We don't too
know
much about that day.
you not too far behind.
I learned a lot.
Go ahead, get
No.
out of here.
That's what happened in there. happened, but
Well, you
not too
know,
much about that
things,
day.
the way the world was going.
Airplanes
got
fighting
really
the
bad
buildings
about
out there.
A lot of things. So you really have to be careful what you
They might go to
let
war.
people do. Or
What's
say,
going on?
well, they should do good things.
Not surprised that we weren't protected better than that.
All they want to do is
I
have
don't-
money.
just-
They
I don't
wanna get
understand that.
money.
Why it
Don't
happened.
care how they get it.
It wasn't just one. It was 3 places they went to. 3 or 4 places they went to.
I told
And how come they couldn't
one of my clients.
airplanes taking off,
Trump,
shoot them out of the sky? I never understood that. Never understand why it happened.
How she is now, 'cause
Do you have like a theory?
I
On why?
She talking about, she called me talking about.
Well, I know back in the 50s, they was talking about Russia coming over and shooting us down. But when that happened, we weren't ready.
What else?
Wasn't ready.
Sean, did y'all lose my other money? Ma'am. You weren't even.
I saw airplanes and the aircraft carrier
See?
taking off. No problem.
Spending your money. I said.
Always ready.
Last time you reached out for
I should
change was for you to
they
send
could
the
launch
Trump
4 airplanes, about 5
They
seconds.
don't understand, listen.
So, I don't know what to
Got
tell you.
They don't
So I
listen.
tell
4
them, well, you better
catapults on it.
Call your man Trump. Ask him for the
4 airplanes gone.
See if
We
he
gotta get to
see
speed.
if he can spot it.
I been down the engine room.
Robert lost
Like
in
the
the-
speed of the ship going.
Robert lost in the- you
So
know,
the ship would
what
do
they
about
come out.
30, 35 knots, real easy.
In China,
And
it's
Yeah. Because in theory, you all need what we got more than we need what you got. Like, think about it.
Well, that was
Like, of
that was
course
it.
we
Thank you for
need
meeting
to
with me.
spend your
No problem.
money over here
okay.
in China.